What's up, TBS crew? It's your boy Steph back with another reaction. This time we have Nightmare Files, 4 true disturbing prom night horror stories featuring Mr. Haunted and Swamp Dweller. You guys should already know I'm excited. I fuck with all three of these guys heavy. Well, Swamp Dweller, I'm liking his content more and more when I hear him being featured. I'm gonna start trying to see if he has any videos of his own, any horror stories of his own, so I can react to his content instead of just videos he's featured in. But man, I fuck with Mr. Haunted heavy, just like Nightmare Files. So you know, I'm glad to see NF collaborating with people that I enjoy. You know, when they narrate stories. So got 3-for-1 deal here. So down in the description will be a link, okay, to Nightmare Files channel, Mr. Haunted's channel, Swamp Dweller's channel, a link to this original video so y'all can see it for yourselves without my commentary. Also will be links to all of my social medias. Get at your boy and see the personal life that I don't upload to YouTube. Without further ado, let's get into it. I know this is gonna be good as fuck. I never went to my prom when I was in high school, so these stories aren't going to relate to me. I was just antisocial like that.
This story just happened last year. I work as a receptionist at a hotel.
Okay.
And we often hold high school proms here as we have a big hall and a stage. In order to get to the hall, you have to pass the reception desk. It was prom night, and it was already underway. All the students and teachers were in the dance hall. All the pictures had been taken, and the reception area was empty. At some point during the evening, someone approached the reception desk. I looked up to see a tall man standing there. He had a clean-shaven face, and his hair was greasy and tied back in a ponytail.
Watch him.
He was also wearing a suit that was pretty old, and it was also dirty, along with some Adidas shoes. His eyes were wide open, and he said, "I'm here for the prom." At first, I thought he was kidding.
Hell no.
But he looked dead serious.
He is.
Accidentally said porn, then he said prom. I said, are you employed by the school?
He a freak.
He said, no.
A pervert.
I'm a student here. I still kept thinking he was joking.
Why?
He looked to be in his late 40s, and he was telling me he was a high school student. So I asked him, how old are you? He said, I'm 17.
Bullshit.
16, yeah, 16.
Bullshit.
At this point, I thought he was on drugs or something.
Probably.
I said, I'm sorry, but you don't look 16 at all. He just stared at me, not saying a word, with his eyes wide, staring right at me. He then leaned over to me and said, I'll make you a deal. I have a big blade in my pocket. If I'm not 16, you can cut my finger off.
What?
If I am 16, I can cut your finger off. I didn't get the chance to say anything because he walked out right after he said that.
Don't do that to me.
I told my boss about what happened. He said to let him know if he comes back and he'll deal with it. I finished my shift around 12, and I went to get in my car.
What kind of deal was that?
There was an envelope under my windshield wiper. Written on it was, "A deal is a deal." I opened the envelope to see a human finger.
Oh.
And I had a feeling that this wasn't his own finger due to it being another color. I never saw that man again.
Good.
And I always wondered why he was trying to get into that prom.
Fuck that. Whose finger? I see how this is gonna be. Fuck that. Whose finger was that? That's the real question.
My name is Wayne. I was 16 years old at the time, and it was my prom night. About 3 months prior to the prom, I booked a limo to pick up my then girlfriend, Alexis. It would then pick me up at my house, and we would drive to the prom in the limo as a couple. When the limo arrived, The driver got out to greet me. He was a tall, bald man, about 6'2". He had a scar across his face and tattoos on his neck. He said, "Are you Wayne?" I replied, "Yeah, that's me." He said, "Okay, good. Get in."
What?
I got in the limo, and I was then confused as I couldn't see Alexis. I asked the driver where she was, as the plan was to pick her up first. He said, "Yeah, we're gonna pick her up now. There was a mix-up at the company." I didn't think anything of it. I just sat back and tried to relax in the nice limo as we drove off.
Bullshit.
We were driving for about 10 minutes when the driver started to ask me questions. Pretty normal stuff at first about school and sport things like that. But then it got more personal. He started asking me explicit questions about me and my girlfriend. It was making me really, really uncomfortable.
I bet.
I mostly just kept my answers blunt and tried to change the subject. I noticed every time I avoided this inappropriate question, he became more and more irritated. It was around the time when I actually realized where we were. We were nowhere near our school. We were by a rough part of town. I asked the driver nervously, "Where are we going?" He didn't answer. He just kept on driving.
You better get out.
I straight away knew what was happening. I knew I was in danger. He then pulled into an old abandoned car park and stopped the limo.
Oh.
I was really panicking now, starting to feel sick and thinking I was about to get killed or even worse. He went to my door, flung it open and pointed a knife at me and told me to get the fuck out. As I was getting out, he grabbed me by my back, and he dragged me along to the trunk of the car. I didn't try and struggle. I didn't try to get away.
What you
He
mean?
was holding a knife right under my ribs. I didn't dare try. When we got to the trunk of the car, he told me to open it. And to my horror, as soon as I opened the trunk, I saw Alexis lying there. She looked at me unconscious. The man grabbed me close, pointed a knife at Alexis, and whispered in my ear, "Me and you are gonna have a fun night with her." As soon as he said that, another car pulled into the car lot, and 4 men got out and started walking towards us.
Oh shit.
As soon as the driver saw the men, he dropped his knife and ran into the limo and drove away. I took my chance in the moment he ran to pull Alexis's unconscious body out of the trunk of the limo just before he sped off. The men that approached us were actually drug dealers who were planning to rob us.
Oh wow.
And they did. They took my phone and wallet, then left us. My unconscious girlfriend, I managed to carry her to safety and get help. Alexis was fine. I informed the police of what happened, and the man was found and arrested soon after. The driver of the limo was a sex offender who had gotten out of prison 5 years ago for sexual assault.
Oh wow.
It's weird, but I'm happy those men showed up to rob us, because who knows what would have happened with that man.
What? You didn't get me this time, but hold on, we gonna pause this. Oh no, we gonna pause the fuck out of this video. There's a couple of discrepancies and flaws that we need to talk about real quick. First of all, how the fuck do you get damn near basically kidnapped by someone in a fucking limo? You saw that Alexis wasn't in the car. Well, the limo, whatever. Same thing. Right then and there, before you got in, you should have called her or attempted to call her and asked where was she at, why wasn't she in the limousine yet. Whether it was a surprise or not, you need to get some answers before I just hop in this bitch. Third of all, you said at the end of that clip, or at the end of that video, that you were actually glad the drug dealer showed up to rob you, because that scared him off, which is a gift and a curse at the same fucking time. Had the drug dealers not shown up, you probably would have got fucked up if not killed. And your girlfriend, probably, since she was knocked out, I'm assuming, probably chloroform, she probably would have got raped and then murdered, unfortunately. He killed you, and then he's scot-free to do this shit again. This story was just a clusterfuck, bruh. Like, you're glad they showed up? I mean, in a way, I'm glad too, but shit, I mean, damn. Y'all understand why I'm getting at. This shit crazy.
This story took place when I was young during the 1980s. It was my prom night, in the place where the prom was being held in a big lodge in the middle of the countryside. The prom was going pretty well. We were all dancing, and some of us were drinking beer that some boys snuck in. At some point during the evening, I snuck outside to have a cigarette. Only two of my friends smoked, and both of them were either drinking or making out with their boyfriends.
Oh, wow.
So I smoked alone.
It be like that.
I stood outside around the back of the building. I lit my cigarette and enjoyed the view of the countryside. As I was looking around, I noticed something in the distance out in the field. It was a figure walking toward the lodge. I kept my eye on the figure as I was smoking. At some point, the figure must have noticed me because it stopped. Then it started running toward me full speed. Getting closer and closer, I could see it was a man. A crazy dude sprinting really fast with long gray hair, carrying what looked like a hatchet.
Oh, wow.
The
Stop.
guy seemed to be
Please.
smiling,
Stop
but
with the
angry at
noises.
the same time. I dropped my cigarette and I turned around to go back inside, but the door was shut behind me as it was a fire exit and only opened one way. I started banging on the door, screaming for someone to let me in. It was too late to run around the front of the lodge.
It's too late.
The insane man was too close and I was wearing high-heel boots, so running wasn't an option.
Ooh, no.
I kept banging on the doors, but I was thinking I wasn't going to be heard as the music was playing loudly. And I was thinking I was about to die. Just before the man got close, the fire escape door opened with my friend asking what's going on. I quickly pushed her back and I scrambled inside. I also slammed the door shut right behind me. As soon as the door closed, I pressed my ear against it and I tried to listen to see if the man was still there. All I heard was heavy breathing.
Yep.
Then I heard footsteps walking away on the stones. I told my friend about what I just saw, but she didn't believe me. She said it must have been one of the guys playing a prank on me, but
No.
I know what I saw.
Hell yeah.
I couldn't enjoy the rest of the prom after this, knowing there was a crazy man out there. Luckily, nothing happened the rest of the night, but I always worried about whoever that man was. He saw my face. And if he saw me again, what will happen?
But it was dark out, right? I don't think that scary jump scare noise at the end of the story should get me anymore because I'm expecting it now. This should be Unified 22.
My name is Samantha. I was 16 years old and at my school prom.
Guess not.
The prom was going alright, the music was good, and the food was nice, and everyone was having a good time. I walked over to a big table where all of the food was to pour myself a drink when the janitor approached me. His name was Michael. There were rumors about Michael, like he would spy on the girls changing in the rooms and try to meet up with some of the students, things like that.
Probably true.
I never thought those rumors were true and kind of felt sorry for Michael. Anyway, he said, "Hello there." I replied, "Hi Michael, enjoying the prom?" After about 2 minutes of small talk, he asked me if I wanted to have a drink. I said that I had one and showed him my Coca-Cola I was drinking. His reply was, "No, I mean a real drink, an alcoholic drink." I told him that I was a minor, and he said, "Come on, it's alright, just come to the janitor's closet with me.
What?
That's where I keep it."
Fuck no.
He was persistent and kept asking me to go there for a drink with him.
You better not go.
Even when I kept trying to walk past him, he would block me, which scared me, honestly. He eventually gave up and walked away.
For now.
I tried to forget about the weird encounter and just focused on enjoying the rest of the prom. A week later after the prom, I was watching the news and saw that a girl who I knew, Anna, had been drugged and sexually assaulted in the disabled toilets. And I couldn't believe it when I saw Michael's picture. He was found guilty and sentenced to 50 years in prison. The news report said Anna was lured into the janitor's closet with Michael, who then gave her an alcoholic drink, which was spiked, and then she felt sick. Ran to the nearest toilet, which was disabled, and then collapsed onto the ground. Michael had apparently followed her into the restroom and sexually assaulted her unconscious body, and he beat the crap out of her so bad that she needed emergency surgery on her face.
Wow.
I myself after seeing this felt like throwing up. That could have been me, but thank God it wasn't.
No jump scare noise? Just the outro? Guess so.
Nightmare Files.
Okay, so I fucked up. So, towards the... Well, at the end of the third story and the beginning of the fourth one, I made a comment saying, okay, well, this should be Unit 522 now. I fucked that up. I got the video switched up. I'm reacting to 4 true disturbing prom night horror stories featuring Mr. Haunted and Swamp Dweller. The one where Nightmare Files collabs with Unit 522 is 4 creepy true horror stories never heard before, which is the next video I'm going to be reacting to and getting up for you guys. So don't trip about it. That has Unit 522 and Mr. Scarecrow, spelled with a K instead of a C. So, man, sorry that I got those mixed up. I'm getting ahead of myself. Technically, NF dropped that video before he dropped this one that I just reacted to, but whatever. I'm going to get it out, so don't even remind me. Don't even tell me about it. I'm up to date anytime these guys upload. I'm subscribed to all of them. I got the bell icon pressed for all of them. Anytime Nightmare Files, Mr. Nightmare, Mr. Haunted, Unit 522, any of the creepypasta guys, anytime any of them upload, I get the notification. So you guys don't even have to remind me. You guys can tell me which stories you like me to react to, but you don't always have to tell me. You don't have to tell me at all when these guys drop new content, because it pops up on my phone. Because like I said, I'm subscribed to all of them, and I got the notification bell pressed. So don't trip about that. You don't have to tell me when they drop new content. You can tell me which videos specifically you want me to react to, and I got you. Like I said, anytime you do something to children, molestation, kill, murder, torture, man, you honestly, you just deserve to be hung publicly in front of everybody. I wish they would bring that back, but they deem that inhumane. So, I mean, I'm going to leave that alone. If you do anything to children, you deserve the worst of this life. That's how I feel. But no, that motherfucker from story number 3 is still fucking killing me. Like, you got kidnapped basically by someone in a fucking limo. Really? And then when the drug dealers drove up to rob all y'all, he got in his limo and he bounced, leaving only you. But you were able to pull your unconscious girlfriend out of the trunk of his limo. And basically, both of y'all got robbed. So, did you really save her? Did you really save her? I mean, you could have let her go with the limo driver, even though you probably wouldn't have seen her again. She probably would have ended up dead after being sexually assaulted. So, in a way you did, in a way you didn't. Like I said, that whole story was a fucking clusterfuck. But that was by far my favorite one. It was the most suspenseful. But man, I'm getting used to these loud-ass jump scare noises at the end of these videos. It's taking me some time, but I'm getting used to them. Because that first one caught me off guard. Bad. Bad as fuck. But after that, I pretty much, became accustomed to it. So I should be good from now. I should be all good. I know to expect that from Nightmare Files now. What did you guys think of the video? What did you think of my reaction? Leave all your feedback down in the comments section below. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my video. If you enjoyed my reaction, leave a like, a comment, and share the video. And if you really like to, subscribe to the channel and tap that bell icon so you will get notified every time your boy Steph drop new content, which I do 7 times a week. That is all I have for y'all this time around. Your boy Steph is out.